You're a business owner. You want your company to survive, have more revenue, more sales, more customers, more notoriety. But yet, the way that most people go about growing their business is to do the same things that everyone else does. To say the exact same phrases and use the same jargon that everyone else in their industry uses. They play it safe by staying in the middle of the road. But this only ensures failure. The most radical ideas are the ones that polarize people and force them to choose a side. There is a guy, he was around a couple thousand years ago, and he had some pretty radical ideas. He said some things that pissed a lot of people off. But the funny thing is, even though he was only selling his concepts for about 3 years, people are still talking about him today. The thing of it is he said he wasn't here to please everyone. He said he wasn't here to unify people. He was here to make them decide whether they were going to be in his camp or not. About 400 years ago, there's a philosopher. He actually had to go on the run for a little while in another country. But when he got back, he published some books that changed how people thought about government, how people thought about human understanding. And those works went on to become the basis of our Declaration of Independence. In our own history, going back about 150 years, our president at the time faced a lot of criticism for signing the Emancipation Proclamation. It wasn't popular. A lot of people didn't like it. But it transformed our country, and it paved the way for a lot of other countries to do the same. You have to make people decide whether they're in your camp or not. Businesses fear alienating any part of their customer base at all. They want to please everyone. They want to stay in the middle of the road. They have the same mission statement as everyone else, to be the best. That mission statement isn't there just for a decoration. This is the values of your company. This is what you stand for. And if you don't stand for something, you're not going to please anyone. If you please everyone, you're going to please no one. Wishy-washy people have never been leaders. Wishy-washy businesses become commodities. The only way to ensure growth and survival and loyalty is to make people choose, to polarize people, and make them say, am I in this camp or am I not in this camp? In our industry, the web industry, it's particularly bad. I see thousands of websites. They say basically the same things. You're trying to be everything to everyone. If you're good at everything, you're probably good at nothing. Is if you try and be all things to all people all the time, and you try and cover every aspect of an industry all at once, you're going to be spread so thin, you're going to have no depth of knowledge. You're going to have no depth of expertise on anything at all. You're going to be paper thin. You're not going to survive. Marketing your business, any type of business, it comes down to 3 things. What do you do better than anyone else? Who do you do it for? And why do you do it? People are going to buy into why you do it. And if who you do it for looks like them, sounds like them, then they're going to buy into that. The what you do, if it's like what you do is very specific to what they're looking for, you're going to be the obvious choice. But if you're a one-stop place that does a bazillion things, you're not going to stand out. If your site is covered in marketing jargon that doesn't make sense to people, you have to reach through that website and grab people by the heart. And they will know that you're speaking directly to them. Those that fail to define themselves will simply fail. I've worked in the blue-collar world. I've worked in the web world. And I've seen it in both worlds. There's so many places that fail to differentiate themselves from anyone else. So that's a great opportunity for you to be unique. Don't worry about the people in the middle. Worry about the people on the edges. Own the edge. Own the outliers. Define what you're doing as narrowly as you can. Make your stance. Draw your line in the sand. What you're doing, who you're doing it for, and why you're doing it. Think about the people that you respect as leaders. People like Walt Disney. People like Steve Jobs. George Lucas. Warren Buffett. People like Richard Branson. Elon Musk. Even like world leaders throughout history. The people like Mahatma Gandhi. The people like Nelson Mandela. These people, they took stances that were not popular. They defined what they were doing. They went against the grain. They didn't promise the same things as everyone else. They didn't follow the same things as everyone else. They went a path that everyone told them not to go. But they did it anyway. When you're defining your brand, you're defining your values before you define your brand. What things will you do? What things will you absolutely not do? What is your manifesto? When you define your philosophy, when you define your values, when you define your culture of your business, you're drawing your own line in the sand. Who you are as a founder, who you are as a business owner, that's going to trickle down into every aspect of your business. You have to really think about this. If you are just trying to copy everyone else like word for word and use the same jargon that they use, if you use the same marketing that everyone else uses, if you target the same audience that everyone else targets. Our target is everyone from 18 to like death. Guess what? Now you're competing with everyone. You're going to lose. If you can narrow the field of who you're actually competing with to just a few people, your odds increase greatly. Narrow the field. Don't compete with everyone. Figure out who you want. Can you build a tribe? Can you galvanize a customer base? Can you galvanize a following behind your set of values, behind your philosophies, behind the things that you say that you will do and the things that you absolutely will not do? I had a friend a long time ago. He told me there's 4 types of people in this world. There's type A's, there's type B's, type C's, and type D's. He said 85% of all people are type B's. And each one of these groups is motivated by something differently. Their main motivation in life for everything that they do. So for type B's, and this is 85% of everybody walking the planet, their motivation is to survive. And how they do that is by blending in with their surroundings. If everyone else around them is doing something, they do it too. If everyone else around them dresses a certain way, talks a certain way, thinks a certain way, they do it too. This is a survival instinct. It's camouflage. It's an instinct. But in business, this will kill you. In sales, in marketing, online, this will kill you. Because you're competing with the whole world. You think you're safe? You think you're going to get business by blending in? You're going to blend right into the scenery. You're not going to stand out. You're not going to be distinct. These people who blend into their surroundings, they will never be thought leaders. They will never build a tribe because they have not tightly defined what they're doing, who they're doing it for, and why they're doing it. Only a small percentage of people are able to ignore that hardwired survival instinct and go against the grain. All your heroes have one thing in common. They took a chance when everyone else played it safe. That's the only thing that all your heroes have in common. Ask yourself, who am I? This is going to define your company values. What things are you willing to do and what things are you not willing to do? Is the definition of your company a jargon-filled diatribe full of meaningless words that are void of any impact and resonance with your audience? Don't aim for unity, aim for division. Am I on this side or am I on that side? Make them choose. That's how you will win. You have to be distinct to be magnetic. You won't attract people to you if you're wishy-washy, completely generic values that everyone else does. To be the best. To be the top. Don't be afraid to stand out. It might go against your instincts, but don't be afraid. You have to do it. My name is John Locke. My website is lockdowndesign.com. I will be here, empowering people, building a business, and building a community. One person at a time. One relationship at a time. Peace.
John Locke is a web developer and consultant based in Sacramento, California. You can find him online at lockdowndesign.com.